Everybody wave. Hi, we made it. Yay. Internet burps in the morning as normal. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the World of Ashenfell, Season 2, Episode 11. This will be a 16 episode season, so just to let you guys know, we're in some third act stuff for the season, I'm assuming, just by the way that my writer senses tell me. But yeah, without further ado, everyone, we're gonna go around our cast of people here, introduce yourselves and your characters, and uh, you know, all that good stuff. And we'll start with our wonderful Dungeon Master Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I will be running these players through the world of Ashenfell, which is a homebrew campaign I made up in the middle of the night because I didn't want to write my master's paper.
That's a good origin story.
That is
Yeah,
a good origin story.
it's very good origin stories. Awesome. Next we have Freddie.
Hi, I'm Freddie. I'm playing Mahaman Ovid, the Air Genasi cleric, and he is a fancy boy.
He is a fancy boy.
And next we have Emma.
Hi, I'm Emma Hamalu, and I'm playing Jorah Dan, who is our bard, whose boyfriend is an archfey. And we survived a dragon cult, I think. It's time to get drunk. It was scary.
Not a cult towards dragons. We would like to point that
No.
out.
A cult
Not
made of
dragons.
dragons.
In a cult
Made of
to
dragons.
Thera's Dune. Yeah, it gets better, guys. It gets even better.
We didn't just survive that. We survived ghosts.
Goose. This bitch haunted.
Right. Thank you, and of course, Martin.
Hey guys, I'm Martin. We're Pinkmon, playing Or. He's a martial boy. He's a
We
knight.
survived the dragon
Let's
cult,
go.
I think.
Knights. That wasn't exciting as I hoped, but that's okay.
Let's go.
Nice. And hi everyone. My name is Val. This is my channel. Today I will be bringing Daphne. She is a half Eladrin witch doctor, which is a homebrew class that you can check out on our Discord, where our community makes stuff. She just wants. She's a homebody, but is apparently forcing herself to be an adventurer right now because the world depends on it and some bullshit. But without further ado, this is a viewer affected game. You can affect the game with your bits, subs, and donations. Every 100 biddies gives a luck point to anyone here, including the Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master? There we go. OBS and my camera are different cameras. What? There we go. We did it. If you subscribe to the channel, you get to give a greater healing potion to either of us. And if you just donate straight money, like $5, you can give a nat 1 or a nat 20 to anyone you see here, including the Dungeon Master. But yeah, that's what we do here on the channel. I mean, if you do it, give her a nat 1 maybe, like that we can be like, no, use that nat 1. But yeah, without further ado, Jen, go ahead and take us away, and Emma, just let us know where that potion goes when you're ready.
Let's give it to Daphne.
Cool. Daphne gets another potion. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, last time on the world of Ashenville, we found our players investigating a cult of some sort that involves the death of elvish women who are then transformed into banshees. The lore being that banshees can be only formed by the death of these women, particularly elves, in horrific manners, banshees being a ghost of sorts within the world. They later found out that a cult of black dragons, as in an entire town made of black dragons, are in worship of Tharizdun, the Chained Oblivion, a chaotic deity who wishes to spread chaos across the land. Might be purposely doing this to please their god. And after finding out and a few lucky rolls, the players left the town, leaving the black dragons behind. and are making their way northwards towards the country of Lornes, a cult-like country in the sense that they are very Spanish Inquisition-y, and that their god is above all else, and they are not in a reasonable sort.
The last thing we expected.
So, are you on the right page? Yes, you are. Okay. So, like, as you're traveling along the Eladrin Pass towards Lornes, leaving the Dragon Town behind you, you're traveling in the night as you come to realize you need to get the fuck out of there. Um, you're you're coming to terms with you've made out with your life, and Winterdale harbors more secrets than you're willing to explore at this moment.
Alright, can we just, like, all agree that is the most fucked up shit we might have ever seen, like, ever? Like, we've seen a lot of fucked up shit, but I think, like, that is at least top 3. Okay? Like, even more than the freaking Draco Lich. It's like, oh no, it's a Draco Lich, so I expect it to siege things, right? But we do not expect that. No one expects that.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition! Yeah. That
Yes,
was fucked up.
it was very disturbing. Should we make some warning signs? I feel like we failed to do any good there. So at least we could warn people about it, especially elven women.
I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, I have my means of spreading stories and what have you.
I don't think an ice cream stand will suffice as to spreading the word about a town full of dragons.
Hey, listen, ice cream can do a lot of things. Maybe it can.
I forgot.
A secret message under the... When we get to Lornes, y'all are gonna get a treat.
I'm excited, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. No, more imply the the bard stuff that I do, Mehaman, no, not Mehaman, sorry, it's Or. I mean, I was collecting information to write a song or epic poem anyway, and I feel like...
Do you feel like people take every word of your tales literally?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Don't you take the tales and songs seriously?
Of course. I take every word. I write it down. Not to copy, just to remember.
Remember. Yeah.
Yes.
You're right. So there we go. Clearly, it's a bulletproof plan. Well, we've informed Beltane at least. All right, I told him.
Good.
So, at least he knows. He said it's kind of his problem now, so we'll see if he ends up doing anything. I don't know if there's anything we can do. I mean, like, how do you deal with that?
Do you think it's worth considering not relying on... Sorry for the sirens.
Yeah, it's NYC.
Not relying on your patron quite so much. I mean...
Headed back to the village that our way to deal with the dragons. We're fine. The police have got it.
I mean, he's proved himself to be not, he can't be entirely reliable when it comes to temptations.
That's rich coming from someone who got tempted by the very same book, my friend. But
it was a very good book.
Look, I quite believe it. Yeah, I mean, he's not like a god, so there's things he's not capable of doing. But it's part of my job description to also inform him of what is going on.
Is that what your job is?
Or are you implying something untoward?
Never. I'm only 2. I wouldn't know anything untoward.
So it's a genuine question. That side of things isn't my job, I don't think. I don't think that is part of the job.
Or takes a very long swig from his.
Maybe it is. Maybe. Yep. No, it's not. I don't think.
I don't know if you can
It's
keep
fine.
using that excuse for very long more. You keep telling us you're only 2, but then you say some things that's like, 2 is equivalent to Jorah's age in elf years.
Mm-hmm.
Or just looks between Daphne and Jorah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right.
But he is also a bird in the spring as well. Anyway, that's why we eat them.
Oh, that's a step too far.
I mean, not his types of birds in particular. We just eat birds in general. Like chickens.
Daphne, I wish you luck trying to eat me.
You're definitely a tasty snack, or, however,
It'd make a good fried chicken.
I feel like I'm too sober to be having this discussion.
I got dark really fast, or I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was just being facetious. I'm not gonna eat you.
Oh, I didn't think you would.
But I'm just saying, like, if we can't find food at some point, we're on an island. We're probably gonna look at you before we look at each other.
I wish you genuine luck.
Look, have you seen the man fight? He's made of muscle. He'd be far too tough to eat.
Yeah.
I think that was a compliment. Thank you, my man.
But muscle is what you want to eat.
Tasty glutes. This is a weird, going from implying that I'm kind of a natural prostitute for an archfey to eating our friend. I think maybe.
I think this is par for the course.
Session, and you
And it's like.
We're all listen, this is just our coping mechanism for dealing what we just did.
We had to deal with the fact that we could have died. So
Like, we have to get it out. We just gotta, mama. Okay.
It's been one of those kind of days. We did just really narrowly skin of our teeth scrape through with our lives there. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, us? Question mark?
The town we just left is in a kind of valley. Is that right, or do I remember that correctly?
Yeah, it's in a valley because the mines kind of are up in a cliff sort of area.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Is there any way I can get any sort of boulder onto the path?
I mean, it's a public road.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very wide road, so think 4-lane carriageway or
Even if it doesn't
highway.
block it off entirely.
Sure, I mean, you can make an investigation check to check for boulders.
I'm good at this.
D&D.
That's a -2. I've never rolled that low.
Has that ever been? That might be the lowest roll we've ever had on this channel.
No, it really is.
-2. That's a landmark, my friend.
That is definitely a landmark. Definitely the lowest roll I think I've ever seen in Dungeons and Dragons. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, so you don't really find big rocks, but you really think a bunch of little shiny white rocks you find along the road will make a great barrier.
Oh, for sure.
You think I can move these little guys and at least make some obstruction? I can chisel something like a message, "Ye be warned," into the rock as he pulls out his rock chisel.
Well, the rock's quite little. I mean, I feel like if we're trying to secure the safety of all insects, it might make it a little more effort to get there, but at least they'll have read the message on the way.
Good point.
But we could take the little rocks and use them to make a message rather than chiseling.
Sure.
Are dragons ahead?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, roll a performance check for that, because
Sure.
you got me in one of those moods.
I'll do that. There'll be dragons ahead. I'm gonna roll on roll 20 and we'll see if it's kind.
Oh,
If
this
roll
is
not
Or
kind enough-
doing it. You
Oh.
can
Okay.
Well, I'll
Performance.
help you if we're
Well,
making a message.
apparently,
See, this is his idea. He wanted to block the road, so he's the one making the message.
I'll give you inspiration as well, my friend. You can
Oh.
do. You're so talented, and you know the sheer
that's a
force of your
D6
heart
or a
will-
D8.
It's an 8, I think.
Very average.
So that 18 plus 4, you managed to spell out rather quite elegantly, like in a beautiful cursive font, "Dragons be ahead" across the road.
Well, I think that should at least dissuade some people. I'm gonna try and like dig out a little underneath the small rocks, and so they like stay in place a little more.
I mean, unless we go back through the town and go to the other road, there will still be the people coming from the south. But at least this is like halving, maybe, the amount of people that will go there.
At least we did something.
Yeah. Better than nothing, given that we just ran away.
Hmm. I'm gonna
However-
be keeping a lookout for any boulders at the side of the road, anything I can carve a message into that's rock, because I have mason's tools.
Even with mason's tools on little tiny white pebbles, it's gonna be a task.
Mhm.
You make some markings, I will say. You can roll for it. with the
Sure.
mason's tool, but with disadvantage because the surface is.
Sure. Do you want me to roll with a specific attribute or just a d20?
You can roll with dexterity since.
Cool. Dexterity. Disadvantage.
Some of your letters look like dicks, but you think it gets the point across.
That is marvelous, or that is some good work.
So,
Thank you.
I'm gonna look at his drawings and just wonder, do they look like people dicks or bird dicks?
I'm wondering that myself.
Roll a nature check, Daphne.
I mean, why not?
This is what it's all about.
I'd like to point
D&D.
out that I don't think I've seen a lot of actually like male like humanoid penis in my life, so just drawings of them, or thus in medical need.
And it
But
depends what type of bird that we're talking. Are we talking ducks here? Because those are...
Yeah, I've only seen the infamous duck dick, the outlier duck.
The outlier duck. Yeah.
nature.
Notable.
No,
Notable.
I have no idea what kind of penis this is.
You're not sure.
Like, I'm gonna look at Orin and be like, so, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just gonna straight up ask him, do Akira's genitals look like humanoid genitals or bird genitals? Because I can't tell from your pictures.
But it says dragons be here.
Oh! So you didn't mean to draw genitals on this rock.
No. No, I didn't.
Well, that D
You
definitely
know-
looks like something else that starts with a D. I'm just letting you know.
You know,
Um,
it says a whole lot more about the beholder than about your work. I wouldn't worry about it.
Plus, it'll instantly draw attention to the dicks first, and then they'll think, whoa, those are dicks, and then read the message that they are on and be like, oh, you know, actually.
I mean, if the message is that there are dicks ahead, I mean, not the genitalia, but the kind of people that are dicks, I'm not
Yeah.
opposed to that.
No, because it's quite accurate in both senses, I suppose. What do dragon dicks look like? Anyway.
There is a moment, I'm sorry, because of Mohammed's comment, that Daphne is just going off to the side and like, shit, no, am I bi-curious and didn't know?
You know, either way, we've done something. And I know it might feel like we didn't do anything back there, but I think leaving with our lives and being able to affect other situations and help other people is more beneficial than trying to help there and all dying.
Don't worry, we'll come back. We have to.
Sure. I feel like no, maybe they won't care. We could try and get the skinny on these people in Loreness, because they might take offense to something like that being so close to them that they want to go and deal with it themselves.
Maybe. But we'll definitely be back.
Okay. Yeah, okay. We'll put that as a strong maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Strong maybe. Anyway, let's go. How much further are we gonna travel? Because it's like nighttime. Well, no, we already took a rest and we got up in the wee small hours and then set off. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
I
right.
mean,
So we're
I guess
just traveling then.
Yeah. If we need to stop for snacks later, we can do that. I can make us some snacks if we need to break, since we might be doing night, sunrise and sunset, and so that's a lot of walking. But we have our horses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You escape with your horses.
Okay. But well, how much longer to Loreness from here, Jorah?
How much longer on horseback would I estimate this, GM?
From where you are, on the road, you would probably estimate it to be about maybe a few more days.
I'd estimate it at a few more days, definitely.
Let's get as much
Wonderful.
land between us and the dragon cult as possible before we can.
Yeah, I'd feel way more comfortable that way. Let's do some sightseeing. I don't think I've been this far north before.
I definitely haven't.
Lorness have not yet received my delights, but they are about to when my ice cream seller arrives.
Yeah, I'm glad that you have dreams.
I mean, it's not just dreams. I legitimately have a business already. Thank you very much.
Yes, me too.
Is asking unusual creatures for their spit and hair like a business, though?
Yeah, if you need it for your product.
Alright. That's fair, I suppose.
I mean, wow. I don't know what's going on, but okay.
I'm assuming we just have lengthy, awkward conversations as we travel, trying
Just
to like
always
decompress
like the weirdest.
from yeah.
Like there's. I just imagine like one of us will just ask like the wrong question, probably Daphne, to somebody, and then they're gonna be mad, and then she's like, "I'm sorry. Here is a biscuit," and like, where she gets her biscuits, I don't know. She wasn't baking.
All right. So you travel for another few hours, and as you kind of push into the early twilights and dawns of the new day, you see the rising glow of soft pinks, reds, orange, purples, pushing up as the sun rises. And eventually you do see the sun itself kind of pulling in a cooler, kind of damp day, kind of indicates to you it's going to be a fucking hot day. It's one of those kind of sunrises. And you hear birds starting to chirp and sing to each other. The mountain pass and rocky pass kind of even out, giving way to large valleys and low-lying meadows, and you do see the teeth off to your right, ever present, because the mountain range itself is huge. And you do see the sulfur stacks of the fire kingdoms in the far distance.
It's a real nice view.
I'd love to fly there.
It's nice getting to experience that and actually have a morning to wake up to instead of, being killed.
I mean,
Or
our past
hungover.
couple of nights have been very rainy. I'm assuming that that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is kind of nice to not be soaking wet during travel, I have to say.
For sure. Soggy breeches on horseback is never a fun thing.
Nope, it sure ain't. I mean, for one, we all just end up smelling like horse.
Yeah.
Wet horse.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Nah, no. Not
Like,
saying.
Prestidigitation's been dealing with the drying me off thing, but the smells are really hard when it kicks.
Maybe that's why people look at us funny when we're...
Well, I mean, I have products in my bag to make me smell nice. It's important.
You'd take a smoke bath.
A smoke bath?
Would that improve the smell?
Depends on
That
what
sounds
you're
fun.
burning.
That
Yeah.
is true. Certain kinds of wood do who doesn't like smelling like a campfire?
It's one of my favorite smells.
Yeah.
That and like the smell of like a bit of sulfur. It's good.
That usually means there's a demon around, honey. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you smell a little bit like a demon, it's exciting.
It is exciting.
I mean, there
makes
was
people
this one
wonder about
tiefling
you.
girl that walked in the shop one time, and she smelled like sulfur, and I'll tell you, I'm not going to say I didn't like it, but then I was like, she's been to hell recently, and I'm down for that. But
I mean, I don't judge people by their holiday destinations, though. I mean, I just like the smell. Essence of demon is... Oh, someone should, like, market that.
Have you ever met a demon?
Yeah. Realized afterwards, but yeah. I've encountered very unusual people before. There was this dryad once. Let me tell you, friends. Anyway, these are not stories for roadside travel with a 2-year-old bird. So,
he's got to learn it from somewhere.
that's true.
I mean, let's be real. We've all, I learned it from hearing other people's stories. So, I mean, you honestly think my daddy taught me anything? No. He's just like, how do I tell my elf daughter what sex is? I'm not sure. And so, he had to, get some, whenever, a customer would come in, his girlfriend or something. I don't know. He had a couple. But, they were just like, oh no, what's menstruation? Ah!
No problem.
That was a fun. 12 was a hard year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's rough, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Birds don't have to menstruate, so
No.
Or has no idea what that is.
He just
Usually
assumes
they-
it's one of your humanoid things that he noticed nothing about.
It's a mammal thing, actually, but. Hi guys, this is Val Stream. We're talking about periods.
Cannibalism, prostitution.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's gone.
Maybe I should just put you back in the dragon.
We can talk about periods to them.
Yeah.
I'm sure
That's the
they'll
philosophy battle.
enjoy that. Well, I'm not a virgin, so we're good. Let's.
So as you're traveling along, make a perception check. Whoever is heading the group.
Are any of us heading the group? Just in general.
Who has the highest
Um,
perception? They're heading the group.
I have a +3.
I have a +6.
Same zoos.
I think that's you, Val.
Okay.
Right?
I guess I'm heading the group. Let's see if Roll20 will like me today. No. Let me get my dice
Okay.
out.
Listen, my boy is 100-year-old spring Eladrin. He ain't wise. He ain't perceptive.
I rolled a 4.
So as you're traveling along the road, takes
sure look
you a
fine.
few moments to realize that there's somebody heading towards you on a great, I guess a draft horse, because they're the biggest horse I can think of. aside from Clydesdales.
Mm.
But I think they're the same thing. Anyways,
Yeah.
you see somebody coming towards you, and they are wearing robes head to toe, wearing a mask that looks to be made of iron. It's a blank face, just enough for the eyes to peer through. They have gauntlets on. You don't see any weapons due to the ropes covering everything, and the horse looks like it's been
Hey.
chalk painted with a skeletal figure to mimic that of a horse skeleton. It's a unique makeup on this figure, and they're riding towards you.
Let's just move to the side. Let them pass.
Do we all notice it, or is it just Stephanie?
And Daphne points it out.
Yeah, I'll totally. It's like, oh, there's somebody coming with some weird makeup for their horse. Let's just kind of let them pass.
That's
La, la, la.
spooky looking.
Just to be clear, chalk painted horse, ropes around their torso, and visor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. No weapons.
They don't look weaponed.
Do you think it's some sort of knight from a weird order?
I mean, maybe. Hi, friend.
Okay, we're just gonna talk to him.
I mean, if they're busy, they might just keep traveling. You know, you know.
Yeah.
That's when you just give them like the passing nod in traffic. Like it's like, hey, what's up? And then you go, oh man, okay, hi.
As you pull over, they stop before you as Jorah calls to them, and they look towards you, and the ropes carry, so there's nothing of their skin exposed, and they look towards you and give a nod, and you hear a deep rumbly voice and says, "Do you know the way to Oliberry?"
Yes, I know it well. We'll say if you're continuing down this road, you might want to give the next town a bit of a miss. You know, go around it. It's not a happy fun time.
If you value your life.
My life
Especially
is
if you're an
valuable.
elf under there.
I am not an elf. I value my life, but I do not value the loss of time.
Right. Well, just swiftly go through it and don't stop. Is there a part of Oliberry you're heading to? I could tell you a path that might take you to the north side or the south side.
The library.
Oh.
I carry a message of great importance.
Oh, shit. Fair. Yeah, just head on straight. I'll give him like some verbal directions of like if there's any T junctions, which one to head down. Is this message something you'd willingly share? My father works there, so.
Who is your father?
I've forgotten the name. Oh wait, it's in here. Somebody Adon.
Who's trying to get this stuff done?
Jarek Adon.
They are not of my interest.
Alright, fair. Take it you're not in the mood for sharing. You sound very, you know, ominously important.
There's a long pause. Good day.
Bye. Have I heard any tales on the grapevine about people that look like this in stories or songs or folklore or that kind of?
Roll history check.
Sure. Oh, I'll use my card.
Up to you whether this is a roll or not, but can I see if I recognize any of what he's wearing as being like of religious symbology?
Sure, roll a religion check.
22? Was it history you asked me for?
Mm-hmm.
22.
Nice.
Same deal. Do I recognize anything knightly about him?
Roll a history check.
I get a dirty 20.
Yes.
Dirty.
All right, for 22, you know these are messengers. They are messengers of highest importance. They kind of usurp most other messengers. They carry things that maybe ambassadors, dignitaries, or even religious high importance would carry. And they're kind of above rule and law, as in whatever they say goes.
Surprised Dino
Because
Rar.
they're so tightly controlled and monitored. You,
Mhm.
Mahaman, would recognize this as to be the cult order of the God Emperor. The symbology is very in
Oh.
tune to that. Very mysterious cult that's only really come up in the last 20 years, has made a great impact in the country of Lornest. The capital has risen to great heights from this religion, and it's considered a new age of gods. And that's kind of a bit of a sore spot with older worshippers, old religion worshippers, as they don't
Yes.
invite new gods very easily into the established pantheon. Or you kind of recognize it as the knight, but you don't recognize the order or the robes. They're very important.
Have you taken your oaths yet?
I carry my oaths with me.
I like that idea.
We're actually away to deliver messages of great importance back to Lorness. This could be about similar issues, perhaps. Is there something going on in Lorness? Not what your mess. I get that you probably can't tell us what your message is. That's fine. Just before we go in there, has any shit kicked off? Because a few cities have been sacked and attacked, and we want to know what we're walking into, if you don't mind.
Lorna stands, and she will forever stand.
Very majestic. Well, if nothing untoward has been going on, then that's good, I suppose.
Are the roads safe?
The roads are always safe if you have the right equipment.
That's fair. Do you have the right equipment to deal with an entire village full of black dragons that worship Tharizdun?
Tharizdun is not my concern.
Well, no, but like a cult of, like mass amount of black dragons that worship Tharizdun could be a bit of a problem.
That's the village we warned you about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The messenger looks between all of you, relaxes the grip on the reins of their horse. They are subject to the same laws I am subject to. If they try anything, they will bring the wrath of Lord Ness upon them.
I see. I have like an understanding.
What?
That's fair then.
Please forgive us, foreigners. What are the laws of Lorness?
The God Emperor above all, wrath before fury.
I see.
Hmm.
So basically, the God Emperor's will is the law.
It is for her citizens.
Can you tell us anything about the God Emperor? I haven't heard much. Have I heard much? I don't think I've heard much.
Roll history check or religion check.
Same number for both. Oh, that's a 1. It's a 5.
Not really.
I would very much like to know your thoughts on the God Emperor. What's he like? Is he a cool dude?
He is the one true God. No other shall subvert him, no other shall reign above him. He is the servant to all, and we are servants to him.
Right. So, does he plan on kicking the ass of the other gods, or do you just not recognize that they exist at all?
They serve their purpose, but they do not hold sway in Lorness.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, do you mean that I just want to be on like a technical side? Like, let's just say if a cleric of another god was hanging out in Lorness, could they still use their abilities, or are you just being like nobody actually cares in Lorness?
As long as the God Emperor is left at the forefront, we do not care about the other clerics or gods that enter into our city, as they hold no sway in our lands.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I just wanted to be sure before we walked in.
Respectful while we're there, you know.
Being that there are two of us, yeah.
You will learn respect as he starts moving along.
I mean, I didn't really disrespect you until now, but okay.
He seems
Devout?
happy.
Mm-hmm.
This is why men are the worst.
Tell me about it.
You think he was even living?
I mean, yeah. There's only specific types of undead that get that, like, obnoxiously single-minded.
Revenants.
I think of, like, liches. They have a lot of
Oh,
self-importance,
those guys,
you know?
yeah.
Just get stitches.
Liches do get stitches.
And then they just keep going because they're undead, and if you just stitch their limbs back, it's just
Maybe if
works again.
liches got kisses, they would be less hateful.
That's disgusting. Why would you kiss somebody who has been, like, rotting for God's knows how long?
I have kissed many a strange thing in my time.
So
I'm not
you've
about-
kissed... listen, just because I talk to dead people doesn't mean that I want to kiss them. Like, have you kissed? Like...
Well, listen, you know, they might be decomposing, but usually, as far as the pictures I've seen of liches, they're usually absolutely dripping in jewels. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, then just take their jewels. I mean...
Kiss the jewels.
like...
I kissed a vampire before.
Did he kiss? Is it kiss back?
Yeah. The rules were no biting.
Not even
Or to
tongue?
establish ground rules when you...
Uh,
No, I mean, tongue's fine. There's no biting.
Wow, the vampire respected your boundaries. Interesting. That's
It was a lady vampire, so it's probably why.
So, okay.
Yep. Anyway. That was an interesting encounter. I've never seen one of those messengers before.
How far away are they?
Now they're about 30, 40 feet.
Can I just go ahead and possibly just to check things? Because I think I can.
Detect undead.
I was gonna actually go for clairvoyance.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll just link it in chat. I don't even think it's gonna do anything.
No.
Yeah.
Clairvoyance is.
I would know that it wouldn't do that, so I'm
Yeah,
not gonna do
you
it.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't have like anything oddly enough to like detect undead or anything like that.
What about you, Mahamam?
do you want me to try to?
I don't know.
Because yes, I can sort of sense them. I think.
I think
Haven't had much reason to in the past.
no. I think it's fine, honestly.
Okay.
Live and let live. What I am interested in is what message of such importance is he going to Oliveri for? Why doesn't he already know the way? But
We could. Hey, excuse me. Hi.
You see the rider pause and look back to you, their mask glinting in the newly formed sun.
So, we got some abilities to where we can actually, so you don't have to travel all the way to Alderberry. Would you like some help just sending the message to the person? Because we know a lot of people there, and, like, if it's under 75 words, I could help you out there. If it's the right person, if we know the person.
Sorry, there's a bagpiper outside my window. And...
distracting.
It is Scotland, so...
Bagpipers are distracting as fuck. They're really
Yeah.
loud.
Just like,
Hope he's wearing a mask.
I hope it's the Lowland pipes. You see the rider get off the horse and start almost gliding back towards you. There's
Oh
no
shit!
like,
Maybe he is a lich.
jaunt movement. jaunty movement like you would have it when your soldiers were
Yeah,
walking.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah,
glides
yeah.
back to you and looks towards all of you.
We do know, fuck.
We know the head librarian,
You know, the guild leader.
the guild leader.
Where's
Yeah.
He said he was sending his message to the head librarian, right?
Yeah, I
He
can't see
just
that.
asked where the library was, not
Oh, okay.
who he was delivering the message to.
It begins with an A, I'm pretty sure. Amerin.
Almerian.
Almerian. We know Almerian's Songwind, if that helps.
It is good you know her, but my message is to be delivered in person.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we just wanted to save you the trouble. If that was sorry to make you get off your horse and glide over here. Hey, what are you?
There's a long pause.
Aura's gonna stare right at Daphne.
So rude. You don't just ask someone what they are.
You don't?
No.
Oh.
No.
And I'm gonna do channel divinity as surreptitiously as I can to give myself true sight and see if I see anything weird about him.
Oh, sorry. I just like
You don't ask him, you just use very underhanded means of figuring out what they are.
I apologize if that seems rude, sir. I'm normally, I spend most of my time by myself and not with a lot of people. I'm a witch and we just like to live in the woods and we don't like people. So normally when something just like strange happens around us, we just come out and ask because, you know.
Just be thankful she's not asking for your body fluids.
But if you're offering.
If indeed you have any.
Besides pus, I imagine.
As you cast your divinity, you see a couple of things, Mohammed. You see kind of what looks to be almost a pocket dimension at their hip, beneath the ropes, kind of glowing
Ooh.
in, I don't know, the weird, unnatural void against light sort of look. It's hard to describe. But other than that, you don't get anything else.
I'm just gonna go ahead and quietly assume that's his weapon. Unless it's a very fancy bag of holding.
What form is your message, sir?
See them reach up and take off their mask, pull it back across their head and pull it down their head, and you'll see a long, red-headed woman with bright freckles across her face, deep tan skin, bright green eyes, and she kind of just peers at you. I've never met such nosy passengers on the road before.
Well, you know, it's a landmark day for many reasons, so.
I mean, I don't have a nose, but if you count my beak, it's definitely longer than most noses. So
You are
I am nosy.
You are a little ostentatiously disguised. It does invite questions.
Yeah.
And we're very
Yeah.
protective of
real
Alderberry.
mysterious. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's my home, so I kind of, yeah.
Great. I'm just a messenger. Look. And she kind of pulls back her robes a bit, and so she looks more comfortable.
Does your
Most
mask,
people-
like, change your voice when you, like, does it
Oh
have
yeah,
a thing
it's
that-
part of the thing, so we could be all, disguised. and
That's
stuff.
amazing.
I
Oh,
love that.
That's
I want one.
fantastic.
I know, right? But look, I do have to get to Alderberry. Thanks for the warning about the dragons. I appreciate it, but look, in my eyes, you're all heretics. So I gotta
Is
get
she-
going.
You don't
Is she
even know what
an
gods
elf?
we
What race
worship.
did you say she
She is a human woman.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Well, it's only really elven women that should be. They're killing them and turning them into banshees.
I
And
wouldn't
this is
put
kind of-
those dragons past anything.
We're at our 50-year kind of cycle of it, so someone will be dying there soon. So I'd avoid. I know you need to get there quick, but maybe just take that little extra time to go around to keep yourself
Oh,
safe.
if they act against me, literally the armies of Lorness will invade this country.
Which is fair enough. and that I'm glad you guys have that sort of understanding and can defend against that, and that's great. But you know, you have to think about protecting your life as well as just yeah.
Oh, my life is secondary to the God Emperor, but okay.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Amber.
I don't know about gods, but a lord that doesn't respect the life of his knights is no lord.
That's heretical talk. But okay.
But I mean, we are heretics, according to you. So when
That
you
you are.
get back to Lorness, do you want to keep telling me how much of a heretic I am?
She looks at
Over
you.
dinner?
If you meet me in the third circle she writes down a bakery and hands it to you.
Thanks.
We can meet up.
Thanks.
I'm just gonna slow clap Daphne.
Wow, Daphne's really gonna fuck with that.
Mm. She likes that dirty talk of being told she's a heretic.
I mean, everyone thinks I'm a heretic, so this is just normal for me.
That's true.
Sure.
Well, wish you luck on your journey then.
She
Did
kind of
you
waves.
say that there's nothing untoward happening in Lorness? So many places have been attacked and.
Oh, we know. We keep an eye on the world.
Gotta keep an eye on those heretics, man.
Yeah.
You're saying Lorness wasn't attacked at all?
Nope. Well, they tried, but to attack Lorness is to attack the country, and you don't want an entire country to be pissed off at you.
Well,
Fair.
there are several countries pissed off at them right now, so I don't necessarily know. But yeah, sure.
Oh, they have to go through the whole democracy thing. Lorness just does. So that doesn't matter to us.
Again, I just live in the woods. So, okay. Anyway, thanks
She
for
hands you
your
a pamphlet,
digits.
Daphne.
Huh?
She hands you a pamphlet, Daphne. and says,
Oh.
Consider the God Emperor as the one true God. As she goes back to her horse and puts on her mask.
You know, I don't actually worship a god, so
We can fix that, she calls.
I'm sure you could.
Once she's out of
I mean, I'm
earshot,
gonna keep this for like study material. I mean, I like to read, so.
She continues on her way.
or fuel for the fire.
I mean, I'm gonna read it first.
We don't burn books in this household.
I don't. Yeah, we don't burn books. Like, knowledge is knowledge. Even propaganda is knowledge. So,
I feel like if we learn all the do's and don'ts of the God Emperor before we get there, just to be a bit clued up on what we're walking into.
That sense, Jorah.
Yeah.
Especially because we're trying to appeal to this woman to convince her not to be neutral and to help out in the conflicts that's coming. So understanding her worship will help give us an angle, maybe.
Well, I'll read over this pamphlet as I'm riding my horse then.
Okay. It's a beautifully well put together pamphlet, like color coded and everything. Of how
their
to worship
design
the
team
God
is on
Emperor.
point.
They got that cult money, wow.
Yeah, they got that cult money. Think a certain type of church we won't mention here because they have a lot of power and money. Times 10, but you know.
All members have to give a fee every time you go up a level.
They got banned in Scotland.
Scotland does not fuck with that shit.
But that type of level of occultism is oozing from this pamphlet.
What kind of information is on it?
It's how to worship, devotion, how to become a member, how the rise of the God Emperor was put forth by the guild leader, the current leader, Mary Palladino, the true right hand of the God Emperor, the first empress of her name. And it's, man, if you were drinking Kool-Aid before, you are smoking it now.
Oh, nope, I don't
Smoking
want to smoke.
Kool-Aid.
Smoking Kool-Aid sounds awful.
Yeah.
That does no.
Isn't that just vaping?
You could be.
Uh,
So for Daphne, she's kind of wondering, who is the God Emperor? Like, is it kind of like, is it like an elevated person? Kind of like how,
a person who has risen through godhood.
or like, is it part of the current Pantheon or part of my Pantheon? Like,
Yeah, roll a religion check.
yes, ma'am. I'm gonna roll my dice because roll 20 hates me.
Yeah,
I have a
that's
+2. Rolled a 17, so it's a 19.
Nice.
You know, from the few sparse mentionings of the God Emperor, that it's a fairly new religion
Mhm.
that's it's only risen within the last 20 years. Mary Palladino, from what you've gathered from the pamphlet, seems to be the spearhead of it all, seems to have brought it to the forefront. And from what the messenger has told you, they're very well organized, and the entire culture seems to be based around it, and the entire country is ready to go and be a militaristic army if they need to be. So they are military
Extension.
propagandic religion.
That's only
worst
about
type of-
20 years old.
Yep. They
Okay.
are the worst of everything. Crusades.
Awesome.
What?
Are they eventually going to go and cleanse all the other lands of their heretical nature?
Who knows?
I'm gonna look at Daphne.
Oh, shit.
Not Daphne. I'm Daphne. I'm gonna look at Jorah because
Maybe.
I actually don't know how old Muhammad is or how Genasi age. I just don't know. But I know that Jorah is an elf, and this is only like 20 years old. I'm only 30.
Shit.
What did
that's-
Lornis? Do you know what Lornis was before? And I like vaguely motion at the pamphlet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would I know that given that I was a boot kid?
Yeah, roll.
They're my
history check.
neighbors.
You can roll
They're
with
my
advantage.
Religions are so volatile at that age.
Mhm.
Oh, they're getting the hormones. It's a 16.
Like we're talking Paul getting knocked off his horse volatile.
With the 16, Lornes, before the rise of this God Emperor, was a fairly disorganized country. They often had inter-city spats with each other. They were considered militaristically and navally weak, as they just couldn't get things together. There were a lot of powers and struggle over resources, claims, and they just could never quite recover from the calamity, and they just perpetually were in a state of chaos.
Okay.
Anarchy.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of European countries I know. Okay. Yeah, it was like it was the one country that really struggled after the calamity, and they could never really nail down any sort of focus or thing to specialize in trade. Would that be right? Like it isn't like they had one thing that was their thing. They just kind of funky.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of war. Think of War of the Roses. Only 900 years of War of the Roses.
Okay. Yeah.
Without it breaking into a conflict that spilled into other countries.
Yeah. Like a country that basically continually shafted itself.
That'd be an accurate description.
Yeah. Nobody needed to, wow, it was Scotland in the medieval times. We're just going to keep fighting ourselves. Yeah, whatever this God Emperor is or was, or how we're going to view this religion, I imagine in certain respects they would have been an easy sell for normalcy and stability and something to focus on, you know. I can see why something like this would take root in a country like that, because it's better than what they were.
Yeah, no, when you're starving for leadership and somebody can come along and has all the answers, and to the point where I imagine that kind of state, nobody was also making money, so there was a lot of poverty. That's just, how those kind of systems end up delving
It's
into.
rife,
So I'm
rife
assuming,
for intense religion.
yeah,
Am I
definitely.
right in understanding that it's like a pharaohistic thing where there is a person who's currently ruling who is the god emperor?
You're not sure. The God Emperor is portrayed as a god,
Yeah.
and it's difficult to say because this place seems very zealot-like.
Is it like one of those cults where like they continually talk about the divine leader, but nobody ever actually sees the divine leader, and then you find
Yeah.
out that there is no divine leader? There's just a bunch of people who are in charge.
Yeah, it seems to be
Yeah.
that on the surface, from what you can gather as
Only,
you are
only
now.
the elite. Only the elite gets to see.
Definitely would be interesting if we can locate an actual cleric of this god emperor.
Yeah, and how we sell helping heretics in
Well-
war they may not believe will touch them.
I
She didn't
suppose it
seem
might be
concerned
better
about
not
anything.
to. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any way to avoid being considered heretics, but
No.
we could at least
Well,
not wear our various allegiances on our sleeves.
I mean, I intend on being whenever I encounter people of new cultures, especially when I'm in said culture, it's important to be respectful to them and theirs.
well, I can honestly say truthfully that I stopped praying a while ago. So I owe allegiance to no divine being.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't. I mean, like, where and how I was raised was a little mixed because obviously you've got the Ioun thing with the library and the whole Oliberry thing, but my mom's a Three Groves kind of gal. And now I'm linked very eternally with a archfey, so. But I don't ascribe to the one god. I think just be respectful, don't talk about other gods. Just this conflict and that it seems to be spreading. Multiple locations are being hit. They don't know if they're going to be next, and we need to try and appeal to their sense of keeping their borders safe, I guess. I don't know. The thing is, if I can almost already hear the answer of, if they come here, we'll fight them, but otherwise, it's not their problem.
Let's see what Mary has to say.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna have to really find an inn. I mean, all we're doing is we're going to appeal for this. If it really is a hard no, then like
We'll take it as it comes.
yeah.
You do this, Jorah.
Oh, thanks.
My 2 brain cells tell me we can do this.
we sure. Yeah. Your 2 brain cells are very important to me.
Thank you. They are to me too. Both of them.
I should hope so. Well.
Shall we continue?
Yeah. I'll read that pamphlet next just so that I'm
You have the information, stuff?
Yeah.
Easily done. How long are you traveling through the day? Because you got up early, you would have to stop before dinner time to not push into exhaustion.
Yeah. I think stopping at that nice pre-evening spot, have Daphne cook us a meal, and then get an early night.
Yeah. Get our circadian rhythm back.
That's a little too real.
Easy enough done. So you are taking watch, setting up stuff. Who's taking the first watch?
I can take first watch.
Yeah. I I can join for some assistance because I can just trance, so I'll help out with one.
Okay.
I mean, Skoos is always watching, but there's me, Greaves, and Ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say scoobs?
Skuas.
Yes.
I don't think any of you have met her yet.
Will we get to meet her?
That depends on her.
Oh.
I thought you said you weren't religious. You're saying an invisible person's always watching over you.
Well, she's not invisible, but she's very good at hiding.
It's a little spooky.
It is. She's my spy master. If she weren't good at hiding, she wouldn't be good at her job.
That's fair, though. She's doing very well. Well, you can let her know, or if she's currently watching us, she's more than welcome to come and meet us.
I don't think that's her cup of tea, but I barely know her.
That's fair. Well.
Okay.
Anyway. Let's do
So
this.
a meal is made. You can roll perception, Mohammed, for your first one.
Okay. I'm going
can-
to
do
use
you want
one of my luck
advantage?
points. Oh, I was going to use a luck point.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
I'll just roll 7.
Hey, nat 20.
Yes.
I don't even need to roll.
The first watch goes relatively uneventful. You hear the dying calls of birds as the sun starts to set, and you see a few what look to be foxes dancing around in the tall grasses. Some watch you curiously, but they leave you alone for the most part.
Are the vixens making that delightful noise that they do?
The scream, yeah, they're
Yeah.
screaming at each other.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it because it's real loud. Ah!
Thanks for waking me up.
Uh-huh.
And they leave you alone, but you pass your watch uneventful.
Emma,
Yes?
what can you tell me about the god that you worship?
Oh, well, when you're sleeping, she enters you and plays around in your dreams.
What the heck did I come back to?
You're asleep.
That is
Don't worry about it. You're asleep.
okay.
Paolo
You're
gets pressed over Daphne, say, shh.
Just yeah. Shh. Quiet.
As
Don't
she
don't
rolls
cry.
over and in the night, clearly
cry.
having a nightmare.
Yeah. That sounds invasive.
No, I mean, that's her domain. When we're in trances and sleeping and sometimes very, very drunk, and all times when we're sort of letting go of consciousness, that is her kingdom.
Oh, nice.
And we're in some ways at her mercy there.
Does that mean she's been in my head? Does she do that with elves?
I don't know much about your trances, but I would assume so.
They're like meditations of sorts. It's kind of complicated. It's just more elfy bullshit.
Do you mean Elven?
No, specifically elfy bullshit.
Okay.
Do you have visions of your past lives? That's what I've heard.
I did. That kind of stopped this year, though. I'm an adult.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations, I suppose.
Thanks,
I
yeah.
suppose that means that your life is interesting enough. You don't have to borrow visions from others.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, it sounds like you've led a very interesting life.
I have. It's been eventful. Yeah. definitely been eventful. I felt weirdly I mean, ostracized is the wrong word, but I never used to feel like I fit in where I was, and then I started traveling as soon as I could. And just met a lot of very interesting people on the road. So it's been good. That first 100 years was kind of weird because we have visions of our past lives, but my one was a Shadowkai actually, so it's not quite
What
as
is that?
elves from the Shadowfell. Whereas I'm actually like I'm born from a Ladrin, so it's like a weird. Like I grew up around very Fey influenced elven culture, but had like trances that were a bit more gloomy, shall we say?
I see.
Yeah, it's interesting. But ah, everyone's life is normal to them, I suppose.
It's so closely connected with your heritage. I hesitate to say that my goddess has any sway there, but if you get absolutely rip-roaringly drunk and
I don't know what
fall
that
into a
feels like.
sort of stupor,
Yeah.
You just see
I don't think
Or.
that would have much to do with your heritage.
You see Or just like a thing of spittle just.
To do that thing where like on an exhale it goes down and an inhale it comes
Yes.
back up again. Nice. Yeah, I've often drunkenly fallen into a strange type of trance. Maybe it was dreaming then. That's kind of cool. I think. That's yeah, so a dream goddess, huh?
That's right. So I don't need to, I don't necessarily need to do daily meditations because I dedicate all of my dreaming time to that.
Hmm. Did you just wake
Sometimes
up
I
on
wish I could
fire?
just sleep all day. Don't you? Well, maybe not you.
Yeah, it's a little tricky for me, but yes, I would like one of those days. I mean, I've had days where I've just been in bed all day. You can kind of like lucid dream, I guess. It's pretty interesting. I've always been curious. It's not am I correct in saying that it's not a common goddess that's worshipped in my neck of the woods?
Roll religion check.
Okay. Wow. Ooh, it's a dirty 20.
You've really not heard of this goddess?
No.
She's something just outside of your purview.
Yeah. So she's yeah, not commonly studied elsewhere. I don't think.
Well, the temples are, they won't let just anyone study them. They're called mysteries for a reason.
Cool. How did you get in then?
Oh, I was born into it. My mother was a priestess.
Oh, nice. Nice. And are all races common?
Well, I come from a place where it's mainly air genasi and, elemental types, but there are others sprinkled about.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Do you think she's fucking with any of their heads right now? And I look to our two sleeping compadres.
I think so. Maybe waiting around until I show up.
Yeah. That's true. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing.
Of course. If we ever go to Mallowford, and you can visit my mother's temple, and maybe it'll be the right time of the month and you can see her scrying.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Administration.
It's marvelous. She dances all around in the moonlight, and then as she reads your fortune on the drippings.
That sounds amazing.
It's a lot better than intestines, like I've heard they used to do.
Yep, you know, because they have to stay on the inside. Yeah. Well, that's
And I don't know, there's so much hype about sacrifices, and I just don't think it does any good. I wouldn't want things to be sacrificed to me if I were a god.
I don't think I would either.
I'd prefer devotionals.
Like a meal, elaborate food offerings.
Mm-hmm.
I could do elaborate food offerings. Yep. Mm-hmm. Like the best kind of wine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we already know several pantheons have gods that would be like Jorah. Give me wine and food and have sex in my honor. Yes.
As you're talking, your watch kind of comes to an end.
Mm-hmm.
Nahaman.
I think it's time.
Oh, enjoy those dreams, my friend.
Thank you. Who shall I wake up?
Oh, go for Or next, because then Daphne will be awake for breakfast time.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So I'll go and I'll just like gently shake or awake. Darling, it's time for you to take a watch.
Yeah, can't Greaves do it?
Well, he needs his sleep too, doesn't he?
Okay, fine. Isn't morning yet?
You could take a little fly around the camp.
Well, that's a good idea. Or stretches his wings.
All right. You start your watch, or as Mohammed gets his. Roll a perception check. Okay. You sit there and stoke the fire, watching your companion sleep, catching some of your cachet just on the peripheries of your vision, making sure the camp is all right before they go and hunker down themselves. After about an hour or so, in the distance, you see a small band of creatures kind of just off the road, about a half mile or so, just moving along quietly. There seems to be about 10 or 12 of them. You're not entirely sure from the distance you're at, but they're just moving along, not bothering anybody. Just
towards us?
It's about a half mile from your campsite.
So we're off the road and they're kind of on the road.
You're more on the road because
Okay.
you can look for a place to camp.
Okay.
I just put you on the road.
Okay.
And they're off the road.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna... And they're a half mile out?
Mm-hmm.
If you need someone to watch over the camp, Jorah's still awake. He does like a half
Oh.
and half because he's trancing for 4 hours.
I'm gonna tap Jorah on the shoulder. Jorah,
Yes, or
there's a thing.
there are many things, my friend. Which specific thing are you talking about?
Aura's gonna point.
Do I see the things?
You see the group of people, creatures, you're not sure, half a mile from the camp, just moving quietly through the fields.
If you want, I can send my familiar out.
I don't mind going. I just...
Well, but, you know, he can be invisible when he does it.
Okay.
Just so we don't disturb them, because, like, it's nighttime, and if you go over, you might scare them, and we don't want that.
Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna ask Lorcan.
Okay.
Who just hangs out on my shoulder, my hood, I don't know, my bag. Hey, little friend.
They look up at you.
There's some creatures up ahead. I was wondering if you could maybe just go invisible, go take a peek, see, and come back and tell us what's over there.
Sure. Yes, they flip their wings and you see them dart up into the air, dart off and go invisible. You lose sight of them.
I'm gonna give it like enough time that I think he's maybe there, and then I'm gonna put my hand on Aura's arm and put my senses into his.
How far is that sense reach?
I think it's 100 feet. Let me,
Half miles more than 100 feet.
unless I have the invocation. Let me check. It's one way or the other usually with that. Familiar. Hat to the chain. That's not telling me anything. Okay, then if it's too far out, I'll just leave it then.
You feel your connection to your creature snap.
Oh.
As they seem to have run into something that severed that connection.
Cool.
How's Larkin?
He might have died. I can resummon him. Don't feel like I. Yeah. No, we're good.
Sorry,
we're
you
good.
can't say those things.
Well, I'm sorry. We can give it a minute. He might come back, but something lost that connection, so I think he might have gone.
We can wait a minute. Is the group moving quickly or just slowly?
They seem to be moving at a normal pace.
Okay.
Just keeping parallel to you. They're not approaching you. They're just moving on their same trajectory.
Well, we could always risk that they're somewhat sentient creatures, because I could cast sending because I can see one of them. But I feel like that would freak someone out a little.
It's kind of dark, though. Can you see them clearly enough?
Well, you just have to be aware of someone's
Okay.
Even just a verbal description sometimes can work, but it's risky. I don't want to freak them out either.
Okay.
And they could.
Or
just
is it going to start walking towards them?
Or I wouldn't. I'm gonna I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself and then walk behind or at about a 30-foot pace. Okay. Just in case he lands in trouble, because then I can message back to camp.
Okay. As you approach Or, make a perception check with disadvantage if you don't have dark vision.
I do not have dark vision.
Oh god, stupid bird.
I'm a bird.
Listen.
Okay, 13. As you approach, the figures wholly ignore you and they keep on their path. You hear the creaking of what seems to be armor. It's a bit cold, but other than that, you don't really notice much.
Do they seem to be sneaking?
No, they just seem to be walking, which is weird because normal walk produces sound.
Can I perceive anything?
Sure.
Aduz has the dark vision. Oh, that's an 11. Oh, what's my perception?
As you approach them, does Larkin's connection resume?
Doesn't seem to be resuming.
It's a 14.
Again, you just hear the creak of leathers. It's cold. Nothing strange except the absence of sound. Could be they have boots that allow them to just move quietly without being impeded by stealth. You're not sure.
A silent spell. I'm gonna send message to Or. Hey buddy, I think we should just go back to camp. We have no reason to speak to these people. Oh.
Pardon?
You don't hear it, Or you don't hear the message at all. In fact, you glance back, just go tell Jorah something, and he's not there.
I'm invisible.
Jorah? How far away are we from these creatures now?
You're about maybe 60 feet now. That's your quick moving creature.
I'm not
Jorah,
gonna get
you're
any
still-
closer.
You're still about 30 feet behind, but as you go to cast the message spell on Or, you see his form kind of wobble out of space and chime, and he's just no longer there. You still see the procession before you.
Yeah.
But
Did
you
I
don't see
hear
Or.
him when he turned around and said Jorah? Did I hear him or not?
No.
Yuck. Okay. How far away am I from camp?
You're a good 60 feet away. 60, 70 feet away.
Okay, so
You're
message
approaching
will.
the hard end of the spell.
All right, I'm gonna send a message back to Daphne. Yo, wake up!
Daphne, you hear a very yo wake up in your head.
What?
Not to raise alarm. Something's going on over here. Lost contact with Or. Can you wake up Mahaman and just, or maybe leave him sleeping for now. I don't know.
Okay, I'll wake him up. Where are you?
I'm invisible right now for safety reasons, but if you look to your, and I'll describe like where she's sitting, so either it's straight ahead of her or to her left or to her right, whichever would be where she's sitting. Just walk that way. I'll let you know when you're in my area.
Okay, I am gonna wake up Muhammad, just because, like, if nobody is going to be at camp, I just don't want to leave him sleeping, like, when shit's going down. So, I'm gonna, like, walk over and kind of give you a little shake. Muhammad!
Did you make breakfast?
No, definitely not yet. There's some shit
Then
going
go
down.
away.
There's shit going down. Get your lady out of you. She... Listen, shit's going
What's
down. I think Jorah's in trouble. Just stay within range. We lost contact of Or. He lost contact with Or. I don't know what's happening. Like, some shit's happening. So I'm gonna walk in the direction that he told me to walk. He's invisible. Just he's not far because he messaged me. But just hang out here so that we can message you if shit goes down. Okay, I'm gonna go now. And I'm gonna walk in.
Right, okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna walk in the direction that Jorah told me to walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly.
Once I feel like you're close enough. Never mind.
As you're approaching, you do see the people in front of you. You start, as they are not pointed out to you, you do hear the creak of leather, weapons at their waists, and the feeling of cold. But it's nighttime, so.
Okay.
I'm gonna, like, if you're close enough to me, I'm just be like, hey, I'm over here. Marco.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know what that is, but Or got closer to it, and then I just lost, like, I can't see him. I tried casting a message, it didn't work. We sent Lorcan out first, and then he just kind of vanished.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of crouch behind some bushes and stuff, and I'll cast Detect Magic.
Sure.
Yeah.
You cast Detect Magic. And before you make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no! Oh, what is my con save? I have a +1. I have reroll, so hopefully I'm gonna reroll because I rolled a 2. So like a nat 2. It's not much better. It's a 5.
Oh, even with a luck point?
With a luck point, I rolled a 2, and then that would have been a 3, and then I just rolled a 4. So.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of it takes you by surprise because as you cast detect magic and you're looking forward, you are blinded and take about 11 points of some kind of arcanic magical effect. You're not sure, you're just blinded and it hurts.
Shit! God, God, fuck! Duh! Sweet baby
What
sour.
do you do?
Shit! Oh God! Uh, is it like spotty or am I just like?
It's just a wall of light in front of you.
So it's just a big bright light in front of me.
You
Mhm.
blinded yourself
Like a
with detect
spotlight.
magic.
Yeah. You've literally quite blinded yourself for about
Yeah.
11 minutes.
11
You're like
minutes.
turning a flashlight on, but the lamp is facing at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so, but I guess the question is, do I still detect anything?
Yeah, you get the field of admiration magic and
Mhm.
conjuration magic, and some kind of other magic you're just not familiar with.
Okay.
It's old and ancient and powerful. It's something from way before anything you know or studied.
Mm-hmm. I just got. Let me read detect magic. See what questions I should be asking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know if we go through to try and get him, if he's just literally taken a few steps and he doesn't think anything's wrong and he's gonna come back and be like, where have you gone? But there's some shit going on.
Okay. Yeah, there's some abjuration magic in whatever that is, and something else. Like I don't. It's very old and ancient, and I just can't. I can't see Jorah.
Okay. Alright.
Like, I know you're already invisible, but I'm blind right now.
Yeah, that's the.
Could you just
all
hold
right.
my hand and, like, help
Yeah,
me?
I'm gonna go over and just soft hand to the face, like there you go, there I am. Hi.
Thanks. You're a
Yeah.
really good uncle.
I'm the best. Oh Jesus! Now see, you call me that, and now I'm not gonna. Fuck's sake. I'm gonna go over and see if I can be half in, half out, or an arm in, or like.
You're moving the extra 30 feet away from Daphne?
No, because I'm holding her hand. All right.
Maybe we should message Muhammad. He's awake. I don't have message. I can just respond to them. Maybe you should message Muhammad and let him know.
All right.
Maybe he has
All right.
something to dispel this or something. I don't know.
Well, if we dispel it and and Aura's gone with it.
Oh no.
What?
You bitch. Being sleep
Listen.
deprived is not a good look.
Daphne hates children. Okay.
Or is not a child. He's just 2.
Or's defense and everything. I'm only 2 years old. Or's not a child.
He's smart enough to know that humans have a different sense of time, okay?
I'm gonna turn around and message Mahalan. Hey, you might want to come up here.
I wasn't sleeping.
I quite believe it.
Where are you?
Can you see Daphne? She blinded herself. What an idiot. You can hear my side of the conversation, by the way, Daphne.
Tell him that I did detect magic and that as a result, some shit happened.
Yeah, she did a detect magic and then blinded herself with how much magic there is. So
Oh.
that's kind of where
All
we're
right.
at.
All right, I'll find you.
Do we
It's easy enough, Mohammed.
yeah.
There's a figure standing out in the field, and you see the rest, and you see the group of people kind of marching half mile from your position. So you see Daphne, and you definitely see this group.
I'm gonna hold Daphne's hand up for her and wave it at Mahama.
Are you serious?
We're over here. We're over here.
Like a
hun.
puppet.
What?
I just do not look amused, whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm kind of invisible right now. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
Though technically you did a couple action spells that would have dropped.
I have, yeah, no, it would have dropped, yeah. 'Cause I was. Oh well. I'm still waving her hand thinking I'm visible, then I see my own hand and I'm like, oh wait, never mind. Never mind.
So what are we looking at here?
Well, like, do they look... I know that we can kind of see like figures at a half mile. Do they look humanoid? Like, is this humanoid people walking?
Roll perception check.
Can I roll that perception as well?
Yeah.
I can't see shit.
17.
18.
You can roll it too, Muhammad. Okay, 18, 17. They look human.
Like, is it more ghosts? I mean, if the whole thing blinded her, that suggests this whole thing is magic. And my familiar went through and then I lost connection to him. And then Aura went through and we lost connection to him too.
He went through it.
Yeah,
through
he
the march.
was walking. Well, no, I don't know. He was 30 feet ahead of me, and these creatures are further than 30 feet ahead of me. Correct, Jim? 30 feet is not well. So, he got about
half
30
miles
feet in.
2,000 some odd feet.
Yeah. So 30 feet ahead of here, and then he just vanished. And I was trying to cast message and it didn't work. So there's something sort of negating magic or a different plane, or there's something, but it's not them. There's like a...
And you sent your familiar through too, I assume.
Yeah. Can I try to see if I still got the connection enough to do that whole, like, drop them in a pocket dimension, pull them back out again?
Sure. Roll Arcana check for it.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Ooh, that's an 8. What's Americana? It's an intelligence thing, right?
Yep.
4.
Thought you were rolling an Americana check for a second, and I'm like, what?
Americana check.
I'd roll. Yeah, I'd roll a 40 and an Americana check right now.
Yeah, that was a 12.
You try and just can't seem to reconnect it.
So he's either dead or I just can't reach him.
What if we tried to locate him?
I mean, we could, yeah. I mean, there's that risk of like someone going forward and then seeing if they can see him on the other side of whatever this is, but then we might lose 2 people. So. Oh wait. I will try sending, because sending can go across planes.
That's a good idea.
There's only a 5% chance that it won't.
I could try as well if you're if you want to conserve your energy.
We can. I mean, I don't have many spells that are useful, and this is definitely one of them. So I'll.
All right.
I'll use mine. But definitely can do it too. I'm going to try to reach out and do sending to Or.
Okay. You cast sending. Doesn't connect.
Well, shit.
Hmm.
Maybe he's just dead. Should we start mourning? Should we be more worried?
No, I'm going to let's see. There's something I'd like to try.
Oh, you spellcasters, you're so cute.
I'm sure I have this spell. Oh yes.
Cora has way too much self-preservation to be going through there right now.
I'd like to cast Locate Object on Jorah's. Sorry, not Jorah's. On Or's. Let's see. Would he have had his spear with him?
His lance, yeah.
His lance.
Two of them.
I'm gonna cast Detect Object on his lance.
Okay.
Sorry, Locate Object.
Yeah. Your magic reacts in a weird way. You get a reading of there, but not there.
Oh.
I don't know, dudes. We might have to just.
And do I suppose if there's some trace of it. yes, I think we should try to go after him, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my eyesight's kind of coming back. It's a little blurry, but
Yeah. All for
I think
one
I'll
and
be
one
okay.
for all.
Oh man. Okay.
Come
well,
on. I'm still gonna guide you by the hand.
Thanks.
Well,
I
I'll do that
appreciate it.
sighted guiding thing where it's polite that you do it at the elbow rather than holding her hand.
Yeah. There we go.
I'll guide you by the elbow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I hate this. Here we go.
All right. So step the extra 30 feet you need. As you step through, or you're looking at a battlefield. You're watching these troops still a ways from you, marching past you. Recognize the form. It's the same form you saw in the darkness, and it takes you a moment to realize, but your companions are suddenly there beside you, as if no time has passed, and they're standing there. Daphne's blinking very clearly.
Just
a concerned
squinting.
mom,
Like-
just squinting.
Oh, there he
But
is.
The most noticeable thing to all of you is it's daytime. You're in the middle of the night. And you're all watching a battle unfold in front of you.
Do I know of any famous battles in this area if we're still in Oliberry?
Well, you're not in Oliberry, you're in Winterdale.
We
Winterdale,
ain't
sorry, yes.
Oliberry
Yes.
anymore.
Yes. Roll a history check.
Okay. 13. Plus, I think my history is a 4, so 17.
Okay. 17.
By a battlefield. Sorry, continue. I interrupted.
Something's kind of ringing in your head as you're watching an ungodly amount of magic unleash upon the land, carving out armies before you, battalions upon battalions on these flat fields before you. And it clicks as you see a dark cloud sort of forming in the east. This is the Field of Sorrows. One of the deadliest battles after the Calamity. A fight between 5 nations to replace you.
I probably know a few songs about it. This sounds like the sort of thing they're just... Yeah.
There's quite a few songs about it. There's always sad songs about it because there was no clear outcome and at the cost of millions of lives.
How long ago was that?
900 years ago.
Alright. How does that span in terms of the Calamity? How long ago was the Calamity?
900 years ago. This is, right after the Calamity, when the gods withdrew from the mortal plane, and people were left fending for themselves without no real guidance anymore. This was a battle to exert dominance, and religions, nations, and the result ended in Winterdale taking and claiming this area, but at such a heavy cost. You know Mohammed, as I assume Jorah's sharing this.
I was about to, yeah.
You know Mohammed, that the Earthen Kingdom raged this battle from Winterdale into their lands and brought it almost to the Air Kingdom, but was stopped when the king put his hand down and said they weren't going to fight anymore. He had enough blood loss on his hands. It was such a fierce battle that it almost ripped reality in the elemental kingdoms apart, allowing the elemental planes of fire, air, water, and earth almost to recollide onto the material plane.
So good news and bad news, guys. Good news. This is gonna be a really fucking cool story for me to tell in my future career. Bad news is this happened 900 years ago, just after the Calamity. So whatever we just walked through is like either a time skip, or this is a memory echo, or this is I don't know.
It could have picked something more pleasant.
I think I've studied the tactics of this battle.
Things this tragic
Oh, that's-
tends to leave the biggest scars in memory and time, I think. It's,
Yes, you're right.
wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Owen Wilson.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
oh, wow. Sorry. Sorry, I just
We just started it. We just
Listen, once you start, it's really hard to stop. Everyone, it's like yawning. So, can I attempt to like turn around and walk back and see if it like, if anything happens?
Sure.
take me with you.
Sure.
Okay.
You turn and walk back, and you seem to pass through the barrier to the other side.
Okay. Right. Still nighttime on this side?
Yep, still nighttime.
Okay. I'll just drag Daphne back without without asking. Go back through to where the others are.
Okay. You come back and you see more of the battle unfolding, and the darkening cloud to the east just growing and growing.
The figures that were, 60 feet away from us?
Mm-hmm. They're still on the approach, and you see they're making an advance to what you see to be a large earth elemental, and they're holding weapons. And Mohammed, you know the elementals well enough to know this battalion's not going to fare well.
Hmm.
So,
I've never seen an elemental in action.
the cloud to the east, is it still in Winterdale, or is this darkening cloud towards Lorness?
You're not sure. It's kind of topsy-turvy here.
Okay.
Everything around you just seems to be chaotic, and sense of direction is hard as the smoke and magical elements are just blocking any sense of directional sunlight. It's just, you know, there's light simply because
Yeah.
it's not day or not darkness.
Yeah. So, good news is we can pass back when we want to. I don't know, like, this is pretty interesting, but I don't feel like there's anything we could do here.
I don't enjoy watching death, but I think it's important to watch this.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
maybe.
where the lands as we know them were formed.
Yeah. Huh.
That's true, and if this is a scar memory on whatever land is here, it's probably respectful to bear witness to it.
I'm gonna pull out one of my instruments, maybe the lute, and just gonna sing as like a backdrop for us. One of the songs. I imagine it's funny because like Scotland, we have a lot of like battle like laments, basically. So I'm gonna sing one of the songs I know about this battle while we're watching.
Isn't that spoilers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if this is like actually the time and the time is happening, then it's not spoilers because they would have heard this song while it was going on.
I'm gonna. I assume if it's a battlefield, there are, objects, weapons, debris, kind of everywhere. Is that the case?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and interact with something inanimate, see if it's corporeal to me.
Right? You say a rock or something. You reach down and touch it, and it's very real, very heavy in your hands.
I wonder what would happen, right? This is morbid, right? But I wonder what would happen if we went to go and grab one of those people and be like, oh, it's really urgent, you have to come with us. And we tried to walk them through the thing that we just came through.
Well, all of these people here are here for a very serious purpose.
Yeah, but if they were someone who was going to be dying anyway and we dragged them through, would they just become like a skeleton on the other side because that is their actual form in our timeline? Have we skipped timelines?
I don't know.
To be honest, I'm not very interested in finding out.
No.
I'm gonna cast the rock.
You could save a life if they could go through.
Would it really be saving a life? These people lived 900 years ago.
Yeah.
A soldier must be prepared to die if that is his purpose.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of conflict going on in our timeline too.
I'm gonna cast the rock, not at, but in the general direction of the creatures that we saw on the road.
Okay. You throw it, and they don't react to you, though you do draw an ire look from one of the rear guard before they continue on their charge.
I think they can see us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hail them. I'm gonna say, "What company are you?"
They don't respond. They're in the middle of a charge.
Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't respond either.
But you all watch as this battalion you've seen over 2 timelines now attack this elemental and clash with it. And the elemental is fierce, terrible, and doesn't go down. In fact, it wipes this battalion on its own, and you see people dying before you as it moves on to the next battalion.
It's pretty rough to watch.
I don't suppose.
There's a tabaxi fighting.
I don't suppose it would be good to interfere in any way.
No. Just witnessing history respectfully. Giddy.
Oh my god, so cute. Do I know about anything of huge tactical import or significance?
Roll a history check with advantage as it's militaristic history.
Good, because I need it.
16. You know that there was a very decisive move made on one of the Elven generals' part. Her name was, what's her name? Her name was Javid of the Stormwinds. She is a northern elven woman. She came from the very northern tip of what you know as now Winterdale, and she was very tactically sound. And she made the decision to withdraw one of her rear guards to flank one of the other battlements, and it proved very effective as she was on the losing side. She tactically maneuvered a very outnumbered group of elves into a position of advantageous power, and they had captured one of the far towers. As you look across the field, you can actually see this tower, and you know it to be the White Frost Tower, one of the very stronghold bastions that housed a lot of magical shit and was assumed lost in the battle itself. And she managed to capture it within this battle. And as you watch, you can see the formations start to take place before you. And you see her standing off to one side, giving orders. And she's very regal looking, despite being covered in mud, shit, blood, and whatever. She's imposing.
How far away is the tower?
Tower from you is a good 500-600 feet.
You know, there's something I've always been curious about.
Hmm.
That tower right there.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, none of the books I've read say what exactly was in it, but they all said it was important.
Does any of the songs I know speak of that tower, or is it just the same sort of mystery?
You heard hints of the capture of the tower, but nothing of what was in it. You know, it was a very pivotal point, and songs are often sung of this capture, mostly to commemorate the general that was leading it.
And I'm assuming the general was of Winterdale.
Yes, she was of Winterdale.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
What are the Winterdale colors?
The Winterdale colors in this time period look to be a silver, blue, and white pattern.
Mm-hmm. Well,
In modern day, they are more of a silver and gray pattern.
it's not very honorable, but we could pretend to be Winterdale soldiers, splash ourselves with mud.
I mean, I can just, and I have Mask of Many Faces, so I look like I'm wearing some, whatever militaristic uniform they're wearing. So like me, but wearing their stuff, basically. Does this work?
I mean, I don't want to oppose going to this tower. It will be very dangerous. We are on a battlefield.
Yep. I mean, I feel like the danger of a village full of black dragons, the danger of a battlefield like this, pretty on a par, yeah. I mean,
To
we
the
could.
east, the cloud grows ever more.
Yeah, I feel like this is like Fortnite, and we should go before this the black cloud gets here.
Are we putting on disguises? Is that what I hear? Are we still in the time heist bubble? Sorry.
Yeah, no, we're still in the time, so we're saying that there's a tower over there, and we know it was really important that they managed to take it, but we don't know what was in it. We just know it was important. So we're considering making our way over to the tower, but it's real dangerous.
Does Or know what the cloud to the east might be?
Again, you can roll a history check with advantage.
Okay.
There's something ringing in your mind as you try to connect and watch this cloud grow. You just can't quite put it, but you know it was important. It was something decisive.
Well, just can't remember. What was that cloud again? Jorah, do you know?
Do I know about the cloud?
Well,
Is it
history
like
check.
elemental in nature?
And I would also like to roll a history if we're talking
Oh wait,
about this
actually,
cloud.
I'm gonna use a luck point just in case it's even better. It was a dirty 20, but oh no, it's not better. Dirty 20.
Mhm.
It felt worth trying to get a high number, but dirty 20 is fine.
I'll boop that away from you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
An avocado.
May I also roll a history check?
Yep.
Cool. And I also have this, just as a reminder. Oops. Boop.
Yep.
Cool. Alright, I'm gonna roll,
I would
though my
say
dice
unless you are-
betrayed me.
Unless you know military history, you won't get advantage on this. Or knows military history is why he gets advantage on this.
23.
23 and a dirty 20. You both know that this particular cloud was full of arcane magic that they used basically to carve a deep trench. And it killed the majority of troops on all sides as this magical burst downpour, while not seen since its conception, is about a mile wide in either direction.
Is it like a mild, wide, magical form of cloud of daggers? It's just like lawnmowing through people.
It's the tsunami spell on crack.
Okay, yeah.
Is
If
it heading
Tsunami, Cloud
towards
of
us?
Daggers, and like a Call Lightning all had a baby.
Yeah.
So
It's
we need to
basically
not be
what a-
in that cloud
Yeah.
at any point,
It's the
so...
fabled level 12 spell, basically, that
Whoa.
players can only ever hope to see in their lifetime. But this is something terrible, unnatural, and what you would, now that they've explained, I assume you've told everybody.
Yeah.
You know, Mahaman was a war crime on behalf of the Air Kingdom.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
As this
I-
magic was strictly forbidden in wartime, and it was used anyways.
I'd like to think that Jorah's sitting there with the kind of face that those of us who are interested in history know that, like, see the really big, really devastating, like, horrible things. You're like, this is amazing. This is so cool. Look at what we're witnessing, guys. Oh,
I'd
his
like to
inner-
witness it
inner
from
nerd.
much further away, though. Like, can we?
For sure.
Can we do that?
I mean, we've got our backs to where we need to, you know, GTFO if we need to GTFO.
Okay.
I'm gonna step back into whatever we are calling our time for a second and see if I can see the remnants of where this level 12 arcane burst would come from, or sorry,
Sure.
would leave the mark.
Sure. You'd have to roll with disadvantage because it is night on your time zone.
Perception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
14. It's hard to tell with this darkness. It's clear night. It is advanced darkness. It's nighttime and there's no moon.
So I can't tell.
You can't really tell at night.
Okay. Gonna go back into the battlefield plane
As
thing.
You go back. You all kind of feel a thrumming of power through the air as it almost ripples in a shockwave towards you
Ooh.
and pulls back abruptly, and you all glance towards the cloud as you see a singular beam kind of just emote from the cloud itself and hit the ground before you see, hear, feel, taste the eruption as a vast wall of 5, 6, 7 mile long wall of magic just screams down from the heavens and bursts outwards in a shockwave that flattens everything in a 10-mile radius, including the tower orc as you see it topple. You see the general's armies fall, and you feel another shockwave as the ground kind of sinks abruptly beneath your feet as it kind of curves outwards in the same way a pressure point forces a ground to indent. You're thrown backwards and pushed back into your timeline.
Holy shit, that was so cool.
Whoa.
Whoa,
It wasn't.
that
It was
cool.
I have been told it was a necessary evil.
I'm sure everything in war is a necessary evil.
Muhammad, you don't have to defend or explain what happened 900 years ago. Like, it's
Past is
like
the
you don't have to
past.
justify it to us. Okay.
No, I'm just sort of trying to digest what I saw myself. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay.
That was intense.
I'm gonna go back towards where we were. Can we go back?
As you approach, you keep going, and it stays the same.
Okay.
The darkness stays. You're not pulled back into the battlefield.
Okay. I'm gonna turn and look at my companions. I wonder if the ruins of that tower are still there.
Could be.
It could be just underground as well.
Yeah, if everything just sunk down, would be interesting to see what's there. Though I feel you on that. I'm feeling that vibe.
Like, just I don't believe in coincidences. You know what I'm saying? Like,
First question: are the creatures that were passing by on the road still there in our nighttime?
They're gone. You remember they fell.
Yeah. But in our time,
They're gone.
does the land that in our time kind of look similar to the land in the daytime?
From what you recall before night fell, it looks the same. But then again, from what you saw in the battlefield to now, 900 years have
A
passed.
long time.
Geography changes real quick.
Hmm.
I say we finish our long rest because we don't want to be exhausted tomorrow, and then in the morning, or late morning, early afternoon, if we're making up time, we go see if the tower's there.
I think that's a good idea.
It'll be like the long way around to get to Lorness, but you know.
How far away was the tower?
From where you were, about 600 feet or so.
Oh, okay.
So not terribly far.
No, it's doable.
That
Based on
sounds
what
like a
we've
plan.
seen, I'm not sure we want to know what was in that tower.
Well, I don't know. There's something in what Daphne said. We were shown a vision.
Yeah.
I think it would be
important.
unwise to ignore it.
Yeah, it's important to understand all sides of a war to properly learn from it as well.
Fair. We can
So-
sleep on it.
Yeah. And many nations were fighting over things that I know this is going to sound flippant, but that aren't important today, like people's political allegiances, the way the gods are. Things have changed, so
Yeah, this was directly after the calamity. There was a lot of discourse.
they'd been abandoned by their gods, so. Well, I mean, the book nerd in me is super fucking excited about going to that tower tomorrow, but
Yeah,
I really
right.
want to finish my long rests first.
Agreed.
Well, I guess
Sweet.
that makes it my turn.
Yeah.
After everyone goes to sleep, Daphne would like to cast Augury in order to kind of get into in contact with Stour, because Stour is, from what she understands, one of the gods that abandoned everyone, right? Before the
He was
calamity.
either abandoned by his followers or he abandoned his followers. The
Okay.
course was unclear.
Yeah. And like, you know, I'm gonna spread my chicken bones and my lizard teeth and stuff on the ground while people are sleeping. And I'm gonna ask him, I know it's like a whale or woe kind of thing, but augury with Stour has always been kind of weird. And
Stour doesn't seem to follow conventional rules.
Yeah.
When it comes to this particular casting.
And like the first thing I kind of want to ask him is like, is this something I should go and see? Is it from you?
There's a moment before you see the vision of him kind of pull itself up to sit beside you and kind of move some things around, and you see it form a Y and then a N. So a well and woe.
A well and a woe for both of these. Okay, so some good and some bad. You know, last time that happened, well, not necessarily from you, but from someone else that was in the Dragon Village. But a well and a woe. Is the whale bigger than the woe?
Yeah, they seem about equal. They're
Okay.
chicken bones.
Men. Okay. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate it. I'm gonna give the vision of this burning god thing that I've only known for about a year a thumbs up.
He smiles at you and just kind of pats your cheek gently.
Oh, that's
Yes.
warm. Wait, no.
This is-
No.
He just laughs and says, "You have fun. The past rarely shows itself to those it doesn't want to see."
I understand. And as he leaves, Daphne would be like, shit, am I bi-curious? I don't... Why is it... Okay. And kind of closer to the morning, I will thus prepare a hearty breakfast of mushrooms, like, and whatever supplies we have. A very mushroomy, possibly even, like, cast iron biscuits if she has flour for it. Because, of course, she has cooking utensils. Of course, one of those is a cast iron skillet. Come on.
Yeah.
Like...
Of course. Yeah, so you can make breakfast easily enough. The morning greets you. You don't really need to keep too much of a watch. But morning comes and you're making breakfast. The rest of you kind of greet the morning with the smell of cooking mushrooms.
And bacon biscuits.
Daphne, you're the best.
I know.
Best niece and uncle could want.
I figure we could use some carbohydrates and some protein this morning to get us I did kind of commune with my the deity that's been kind of into me lately, which I don't know if I ever told y'all any of this, but he is a pre-calamity deity. So
cool.
Yeah. And I'm just sort of, I was like, hey, what's going on? And he was like, there's a woe, but also a good thing. So, but told us to have fun. So, yeah, take that as you will.
Daphne, you're so naughty.
Wait, what?
They're a pre-calamity deity. I mean, really.
No.
Some that worship the old gods.
Yeah.
Y'all are interesting people, and I appreciate you all.
Give me a second. I'm gonna stretch my wings.
Sure.
Or is gonna fly up. Is gonna survey the area.
Okay. You survey the area and make a perception check.
Looks different in daytime.
You fly up and you look down and you do see the vast fields of Winterdale before you. And you do see some soft rolling hills, but not much. It's quiet and peaceful. In the early hours of the morning, you start hearing other birds and soft chirps, and the cool wind kind of pushes soft, gentle flowers up the fields.
Any sound of the trench? Any sound of the tower?
Not with that roll.
Okay.
Did Lorcan ever come back to me?
He did not. Seems vague creatures don't fucking like traveling back in time.
Yeah, I'll take the time needed to re-summon him in the morning.
Alright. Easy enough done. He returns and just kind of sits on your knees and like, well, it's not the worst way to die.
I'm sorry that it happened.
I mean,
You know it-
through my gut is something else. You could have, picked something else, but
I just thought you were going to see some people wandering around at night. So I'm sorry that you were the sacrificial lamb to that slaughter. I won't do that again. Well, do you want some breakfast, Larkin? Do you eat?
No, but I'll eat anyways. That's
Sure.
Kind of just takes a mushroom cap and stuffs it into his face.
Yeah, that's
You should
fair.
put it between the biscuit.
I don't like
I mean, he's
biscuits.
got tiny little
Okay.
hands. Okay.
They're not
He's like
sweet.
this big.
I mean, you can
They-
make it sweet. I have jelly. Look, I got like strawberry preserves right here. Do you want to make it sweet?
Is your jar open?
Huh?
Is the jar open?
Yeah.
He stands up and dives into the jar and just starts gobbing jelly into his face.
I'm just gonna hand the jar to Jorah. This is yours now.
Yeah. Okay. Careful of your wings, Lorcan. That's, if they get sticky. Okay.
I guess that was my last jar of
He's gonna be like
preserves.
that one corgi puppy that's just on its back in the kitchen because it ate all that jam and there's just jam all around.
And it looks like
This tiny little baby with the baby puppy belly. Oh my god. Yep. Alright, okay. I seem to be adopting many crazy things into my life. I really am.
I mean, that's what happens when you are with an archfey that also tends to adopt everything he sees.
Yeah. Rubbing off on me.
So,
Just to clarify. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just asking. It's like, so are we ready for a little field trip? Yeah, field trip detour. Yeah.
Excavation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't identify when I went up where any landmarks were really. I couldn't find the trench or the tower. But
Fair.
morning mist might have had something to do with that. You see, as it's not very misty.
Maybe this is something that, we should be closer to the ground for anyway, because it just requires a more hands-on perspective than a bird's eye view.
What doesn't require a bird's eye view, but he falls in line behind you.
Things that you need to be close to see, like reading a book. Can you imagine reading a book from the sky when it's on the ground?
I mean, you can read a book in the sky. It's just you have to have the book in the sky as well.
Yeah, but
Not be flying too fast.
yeah.
Or the pages.
Fair.
Okay. Well, semantics.
Anyway, yeah,
aside,
semantics.
Let's go on a field trip, guys. Whoop whoop. Nothing bad ever happened of walking away from the main road.
Speaking of, how foliagey was it? Like, is it horse friendly? Did you notice that, or should we be kind of leaving our horses, in more safe distances? It's only 600-ish. Yeah. What did you see other than mist?
Hey, DM. What did I see other than mist?
Fields and fields of tall amber waves of grass and grain.
Mostly grassland.
Oh.
I think the horses would like it.
Oh yeah, no. We'll take the horse. That sounds like a plan.
Full of snakes.
Snakes are friends.
Snakes
Not
are
food?
friends.
Snakes are friends.
Except
Not...
for the Scottish
Both.
adder, it is not friend to anybody. It just hates you.
It just wants to be left alone.
Yo, one of my
Love
cousins will
adders.
straight up chase you.
Yeah, I like that because the majority of Scottish people don't realize that there's a native snake here. And I was taking some kids out on a walk and they saw the skin, like the shedded skin of an adder, and they lost their shit. I was like, and they're poisonous too.
Venomous.
Scotland has one snake.
Goodness.
We stand one snake.
Yeah.
There's no snakes in Vancouver.
But or you know kind of where the tower is, so I won't make you roll a
Okay.
check to get there, but you come across the ruins of what looks to be a long forgotten tower. Collapsed in on itself, dirt, rubble, rocks, moss, the typical ruins you would see from long forgotten things.
Oh my god. I'm actually gonna do excited clappy hands.
I mean, I'm there with you. like the nerds are super excited right now.
Wow. cool. This is cool.
So
Let's find somewhere
cool.
to tie up these horses. Yeah, and then see if there's a way of. I imagine this has been long since picked clean, but oh man,
You never know.
Yes.
Like,
This is an auspicious place. Maybe people had respect.
What?
we're gonna go respect the shit out of it right now. Come on, Jorah.
Remembrance is important. You know.
Like, it's
If not-
like my God wants me here, so it's important to me.
Yeah.
Very important to me.
History showed us this for a reason. I think there's something here that's important.
Yes, let's go in with soft hands and not fireballs.
Absolutely.
I have very soft hands. I haven't done a day's hard labor in my life.
Sure. Are you investigating this tower?
Yes.
Okay, roll me investigation.
You know, like, repercussions be damned. Ooh. That's good. But what is my investigation? Ooh, 4, 22.
Okay. You rolling, Mohammed?
Oops,
You're muted,
sorry.
friend.
Sorry, there was a car alarm outside. Forgot I
Yes,
muted.
you're good.
Am I rolling perception?
Investigation.
Investigation, okay. Ooh, good. I've got a -1 in it. 2.
Hey, it's better than a -2.
Use a luck point.
Brother distracts you a bit, Mohammed, as brother finds a mouse in the field and wants to go after it.
Oh, good for him. Yeah, I am very distracted.
But Daphne or Andra, you look around, and you, Dra, after a few moments, notice that there is a kind of what looks to be a wooden platform, oddly well preserved, with a heavy rock kind of bouncing into it. It's curious and kind of has broken through the floorboards itself, but you notice there's enough space for all of you to kind of squeeze through and down.
I'm gonna do that thing where I kind of go in and I see it and I turn around very excitedly. Guys, there's a way down. There's a way down. Guys, there's a way down.
Oh,
We're going, right? We're going, right?
we're so going.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It's just a nerd squeeze.
Yeah. We all have that one thing that we're nerdy about. Like, I feel him with this place has been lost to history. Oh my god, we're the first people to see it. Yeah.
Alright. So make an acrobatics if you're going into whatever's below. Just so you can
Acrobatics.
squeeze through. I mean, there's enough space, but it's more of how well you squeeze through it.
Come on, dice. Okay, not bad.
6.
Acrobatics.
Dra?
A 13. What's my acrobatics? A 6? Why did I? Ooh. Oh, I'm proficient in it because I'm a fucking bard. I'm tumbling. So that's a 19.
Okay. You get through just fine. So do you and Daphne. Mohammed, you struggle as brother keeps bapping you in the face for like steak kisses. He's very needy today and just wants love.
Yeah, I just ate a really big mouse, so he's all fat in the middle. It's so cute.
Yeah.
I'd like to think it's my sheer force of excitement that let me go through very quickly.
And eventually you all get through. Mohammed, you're just struggling because brother's just having a field day.
Literally in a field. Having a field day on a field trip.
Yes.
But you get through and slide down the rock covered in yellow lichen, green, white lichen, this color patterns you see naturally that form across stone. And you slide down into the tower depths below and land on grass, soil, and other debris. It looks like fallen timbers and stuff, but it's easy enough to get your footing. And you see a large, round, cavernous room around you and 3 doors before you.
If Manpan was struggling, I would try to catch him and then regret it immediately because I have a -1 on strength. You're like, I've got you. Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't.
I'll try and stabilize this domino of people.
A weird chain of people, but eventually you all get down there. It wasn't a bar drop, it was just more of an awkward slide in.
Yeah. Well, what did the doors look like?
The 3 doors, they follow the curvature of the room. They seem to be of a wooden oak type, could be an ironwood type, you're not sure. It's a very sturdy door, and there's carvings on each of them.
Well, okay. Are they a uniform carving, or do they seem to denote different things?
Roll investigation.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
I'ma use-
wood rots over 900 years.
19.
Wood rot if you weren't in a magical tower.
And there are trees that are 900 years old.
Yeah, but that's alive.
And this is a door.
That's true.
19. Each door has a different carving on it. They're all 3 of them are very eloquently carved. What languages do you speak?
Let me see. I'm like furiously writing these in whatever book I normally write my songs and stuff in. Like, Common and Elvish.
Hi.
I think
a language you don't know.
I think I might have. Where's my invocations? Eyes of the Runekeeper. I can read all writing.
Okay.
He's in an excited place. He's like, I want to read it all.
Mm-hmm. So you look at these doors and you stare and invoke your evocation, and you watch as the language transforms into something you can read. And it's a very
Thanks, Daddy.
old form of language. It's almost forgotten, and it kind of borders on the spell's edge of known languages. But you read, sometimes we are truthful, sometimes we are false. We make up these 3, and then it skips over to the next door. Fate is in tie, feather is pulled, and then skips over to the next one. Which will you tempt? Which will you see?
Okay. Which will you tempt? Which will you see? I couldn't write fast enough. I was trying to do the I'm in a lecture hall and the guys really fast scribble. So sometimes you're truthful, sometimes we are false. Then what was the last bit of that one?
Sometimes we are 3.
We are 3. And then what did the middle door say? Something about a feather being pulled.
A feather is pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Fates be tied, I think.
Fates be
Down, but I left it in the other room.
tied. Okay, so sometimes we are truthful, sometimes we are false. We are 3. Feathers pulled, fates be tied. Which will you tempt? Which will you see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will be reciting that out to people. Now, whether that's the direct translation or not, because it's kind of a bit jumbled when I'm looking at it. This is like ye olde something. Does it seem Elven? Did you say like ye olde Elven or ye olde?
You're not sure.
I'm not sure.
I have Common, Elven, Sylvan, Celestial, Giant, Infernal, and Draconic. Is it similar to any of those? No?
Okay. This is really cool, guys. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm writing out the drawings of it and writing the translation. And I guess we have to make a decision about what door to go through.
Shall we invoke some higher powers to help us?
Sure.
Because I did get a way and a yay and a nay kind of thing. So should we ask which one's the nay and not go there?
We could do an augury on one of the doors.
We
You could
can,
do an augury in the other, and then
Should
like,
also
and then
just roll an investigation.
or we could just roll an investigation.
Yes. And perhaps save some imminently useful spell slots.
Well, augury is a ritual, so it just takes time.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to kind of like between the three doors, and I'm gonna say very timidly, "Hello? Is there any response?"
It's the echoing of your voice.
Okay. Good. There's nothing.
Would
Hopefully
they tell you
nothing.
that one of them always lies and one of them always tells the truth? That's not good.
I will, however, like to, for the sake, like, before we investigate, I would like to do a ritual casting of detect magic, just to, like, if there's anything going on
Mm-hmm.
with these doors.
Roll me a cons? No.
I was gonna say.
Yourself again. Yeah, all three doors are magical.
Okay, what's the school?
It looks to be transformation.
Transformation magic? Transmutation?
Yeah.
Transmutation. Alright, well, there's some transmutation stuff on these doors, so just to kind of let everyone be aware of that, but yeah.
It's useful if we're starting to figure these out and trying to open them. It's maybe a waste of a spell slot, but if I hutted it and like there was an explosion, they wouldn't come through the shell of that.
Mm-hmm.
In theory.
Yeah.
If we're wanting to be extra careful,
Mm-hmm.
but we could always just try and solve it and get the right answer because we're all very smart.
I'm very wise, but
We're just gonna take you at your word. He's gonna try and look at the doors.
Look, don't
Inspect
touch,
them.
or look, don't touch.
Of course. Of course.
You investigate these doors, and aside from the beautiful carvings, you don't really glean much more.
There are three doors. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look, don't touch, or may I investigate the doors, GM?
Sure.
He's gonna try and I'll see how my roll goes, but I might use one of my luck points. 12. Is it worth it? 16. Should I try for better? Fuck it. We've got these points. We're trying to use them, aren't we? That's six episodes ago. No, that was a 1. So 16.
Okay. With a 16, you notice that above each door there is a symbol. One has a feather, which is on the far right. In the middle looks to be a scale. And on the far left seems to be 3 blindfolded women.
Do I notice this?
Not with your perception.
It's just me. Feather is pulled. I think that's a pool door, guys. Fates be tied. I mean, he's written in his jar, so it's like he's just voicing his thoughts as he goes.
yeah.
So there's a symbol above each door. This one here has 3 blindfolded women.
The fates.
With maybe the fates, and then the scales are in the middle, and then there's the feather there, and the door says that the feather will be pulled. Feather is pulled. Sometimes we're truthful, sometimes we're false. We are 3.
Does the feather
Feather is
represent
pulled.
me?
Fates be tied. No, or I don't think. Were you here? Well, did you exist 900 years ago? Or are you lying about your age? You might be lying about your age.
Are you really 2 years old or 2 millennia years old?
Yeah.
I don't know. I am pretty mysterious.
Do you know what millennia means, or?
Is it a number of years?
Multiplier. Good job. You're learning, my friend. Which will you tempt? Which will you see? I don't know, guys.
Why don't we just, I mean, there's 4 of us. Why don't we just, one of each, open each door?
I'm alright for taking turns, but I think we should all stick together.
Okay.
Jorah, can I touch?
Touch, but is there door handles in all 3 of them?
No.
No door handles.
Are there hinges on them?
You look? No.
There's no hinges. Should we...
I'm gonna go up and try and just see and try to touch it.
Maybe you should knock.
I'm not knocking. I'm not even pushing it open. It's more I'm trying to touch the door rather than push it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Which door are you touching?
This middle one, the scale. Fuck it. It's for science.
You touch it, and the door becomes that of an iron gate. And you see beyond it a long corridor.
Okay. What do we think?
Is the gate, is it like a portcullis?
No, it's just an iron gate.
Does it have hinges?
It has
Yeah.
hinges.
Okay.
Is there a handle?
Not so much a handle, but there's a locking mechanism.
Does it appear to be locked?
Does
You
it
gonna
appear to
try
be
it?
trapped?
Make an investigation check.
12. Is that plus? I think my investigation bar. Let me double check. It's either 4 or 3. 4. So 16.
Does it appear trapped?
Does not appear to be trapped. I could misty step through this bad boy. As an option. I mean, we could try and touch the other doors to see if they do the same thing before we try walking through anything. Or...
Yeah, I also have that ability, so if we need to jump through... maybe before going through it, we should check the other doors? There might be a door that's not trapped.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait,
Does my hand go through
does
the gate?
not appear
okay?
to be trapped or does appear to be trapped?
This did not appear to be trapped.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Does not appear
Your
to be
hand
trapped.
goes through the gate.
Okay.
Draw.
Yeah.
I got this one. Aura's gonna walk through the gate.
The gate's locked.
I thought she just put her hand through the gate.
It's a gate. You could put your hand through gates.
Oh, you mean in between the bars?
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
And you are a big boy, so...
I was just trying to see if it, the space beyond it definitely existed. It wasn't.
I was imagining
Right.
like illusion magic going through the.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have to misstep it? Can we just open it?
Yep. You guys have lock-picking tools?
Aura's gonna look at his hammer from his masonry kit. Not quite.
Well, we're here to be respectful, remember, or so.
You are right.
Well, you could, carefully hammer the spikes out of the hinges.
Just respectfully smash it open.
What are you doing?
Let's fuck it. Does someone want to go and touch one of the other doors just to see if it does the same thing?
Yes.
Sure. I'll touch the feather.
All right, you touch the door with the feather, and it stays wooden.
I will touch the one with the fates on it.
You touch
And
it,
Daphne
stays
will
wooden.
stand back in
Alright.
case anyone needs some support.
All right. Knowing that I don't have lock picking abilities, and just to be sure that everything is safe and on the up and up when we do that, I'm going to try and misty step through into the corridor.
All right. You misty step into the corridor, and as you land, your foot keeps going, and you fall through the floor itself.
Oh no.
Make me a dexterity check.
Tora! Oh,
shit! Sure. I'm gonna spend a lot. Do I have a luck point left? I don't have this.
Oh, yeah, you have at least 2 left. 3.
Okay. 13's better than a 2. I get a plus 6. That's a 19.
You had 3
I'll take
left.
half of this. Take half of 13 points of spike damage as you fall into a spike pit.
Oh.
Jorah?
Stick my hand through the
Ow.
gate. Are you alright?
As you say that, the walls in this corridor start to close in around Jorah. Roll it for
Ugh.
Daddy, I'm gonna die.
You can't keep using that as a crutch. You've got to get yourself out of your own spike pit.
So, thank you once again to all my players and viewers tonight as they are in the Tower of Sorrows, on the Fields of Sorrows, a great big battle that took place over 900 years ago. The mage guarding this tower seems to have a trick or two up their sleeve.
First, you just see the shaking hand going for science.
I imagine it's like the scene from Terminator 2. We got you. Like, there's stuff. Don't worry, we'll get you out.
I
Or
don't
we'll
be
leave
able
you
to
to
get
die.
myself out with my face step had I not used my face step get in here in the first place.
And you don't have, like, actual Misty Step, you just have a face step.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I actually never mind. Well, never mind.
Alright.
We'll do it.
Anyway, thank you everyone for coming and showing up. That was great, Chin. Thank you to all the players. It was really nice. Thank you for the resubs from Emma and Ash as you guys were hanging out. It's always nice to get paid. And yeah, thanks everyone. We'll channel what's going on. What's next? Saturday, Dragon Age. And then Wednesday, 2 of us will be back for some D&D that I DM. And Wednesday night is Revenge of the Gith, our weekly show. So yeah, just the usual. Nothing. I took a week off, and hopefully that was a good recharge for me. And of course, next Thursday night is also Pathfinder. So yeah, those are
Plus,
the
on
things.
Saturday you're gonna get to potentially bang an elf. So
Maybe, yeah, yeah. There's stuff going on. So everyone, let us know where we can find you on the internet and all of those good things. And we will start with Humalu.
sure. Hi, I'm Emma, or Hamlet on the internet. You can find me on Twitter under that name. So you can see me here every second Thursday playing Jorah, who does things for science. Every second Saturday, we're on this Saturday, I GM the Dragon Age game, as all said, so it's turned into a dating sim, which, we're playing Dragon Age. And 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays, you can see me at the Hype Goblins channel, playing my Moon Elf Druid. Things got really fucking emotional last time, so yay. And that's me.
Awesome. Thank you.
Jorah's boy did a bad. No, not Jorah. Jen's boy.
Yeah.
Jen's boy did a bad.
All right.
I did.
Martin, where can we find you, fam?
Hey friends, I'm Martin or Pink Bun. You can always find me here every second Thursday, but you already know that. I also stream D&D at Saturday night, 6 p.m. EST, where you can find my changeling. I won't reveal more than that. You'll have to come and check. It'll be fun. On twitch.tv/pink_mun, as our friend Val has linked in the chat. Thanks for a great session, guys.
Freddie.
Okay. So you can find me at His Majesty on Twitter. And this Sunday, I'm going to be streaming, along with a bunch of other out-of-work New York City stage performers, a reading of The Importance of Being Earnest. The information is pinned on my Twitter, so check it out. It's also going to be on Twitch on my mate's channel, Not Jeff at All, which is usually a gaming channel, but this time we're going to be reading The Importance of Being Earnest, and we've gender flipped a bunch of the characters, and it's going to be really, really fun.
Queer as hell.
Yes.
And of course, last but not least, our wonderful storyteller, Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. You can follow me over at Leftmaker D&D on Twitter. You can find me Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sunday over at the Hype College channel, where yes, I did a very bad thing as my character Anthony Silverhorn. He's just a tired old man who needs a break, honestly. He just wants to sleep forever.
He's a stupid himbo that was really mean to his friends.
He was, yes. We'll put that there, I say. He did that. You can also find me here every other Wednesday and Thursday, either as a player or as a DM, as we go through either the World of Ashenfell or through Valorant's channel. Valorant's Ragnarok, Roots of Ragnarok, where I play Orisa, my warlock.
Who likes subduing werebores into her husbands.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Husbands.
Yeah.
Plural.
Yes.
Oh my.
But thank you, everyone. We're gonna go and give some love over to Hope and Tim over at She Games, He Games. They are a married couple and also play D&D with us on Wednesday nights. They're doing some Minecraft right now, so everybody wave. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, where are you?